Everyone. We are really excited just to be with you this evening, or if you happen to be watching a recording, whatever time of day it might be for you. This is our Real Stories of Health call, and something that is really special. It's part of our community. We have a group of people getting healthy in all areas of their life. And so we are really going to be joining together tonight from all over. And people are going to be, you may be here, you may already be on your journey to health. You may be curious, maybe someone cared enough about you to invite you. Hang on, we'll get those people muted out there. All right. Well, we'll go ahead and keep going. And don't worry, we are all just a community of real people. So sometimes it's going to happen. We may hear some interesting things throughout the call. So just be mindful that you can actually accidentally unmute yourself. So we'll try to help keep a watch on that. But welcome. This is going to be an awesome evening where we're going to share some stories and really just chat about health, chat about what's possible. So if you're on, it's because someone cared enough to invite you and either send you the link, the recording, or you're on here live. So we're going to go ahead and get started. I'm going to introduce myself and awesome co-host Brad. So my name's Dawn Chow, and I get to be here tonight and share my story a little bit, but I also get to co-host with someone who's really special to me. Brad, you're with us too.
Yes, I'm here. Thank you so much, Dawn. I'm really excited. My name is Brad Miller. I'm a certified health coach. And just like many of you guys, like you stumble upon this, maybe this is your first time tuning in. Maybe this is one of the things you're tuning into as part of your support, motivation, and encouragement, and gaining insight from people that are further along in the journey. I came across this through my family. And so 8 years ago, I changed my health. That's my family right there. And it's been pretty amazing ever since. And that's actually how I got to know Dawn and Brian, because they came into this because they knew someone that changed their health enough for Dawn to notice and ask. And, we brought a lot of great people into our lives since with that.
It's been awesome. And Brad, I just have to say thank you, because you're my health coach. And if you hadn't taken that step from watching your family, my life would look a lot different. So just going to share a touch about my story. And really tonight's about sharing other people's stories. But basically mine began 7 years ago. I was working full time as a registered nurse, and I was not taking very good care of my own health. And that is something that, took a toll on me. So I found myself 45 pounds heavier than I knew I needed to be. I was tired. I was actually calling in sick to work because my back hurt so bad. And I was really just sick and tired of being tired. And I was really having a hard time not being able to do the things I wanted to. As you can see, our family is pretty active, but in that period of my life, my ski pants didn't fit. I could barely bend over to buckle my ski boots. That was horrible. And you know what? When your fishing waders don't fit, Houston, we have a problem. So what I was able to do was find this community, and I found a structured plan that fit my lifestyle. It fit how busy I was. It was something that was doable for me. I'd spent many years working with personal trainers and really trying to get my health and my weight under control. And, all I did was yo-yo because it wasn't something that was sustainable. So lo and behold, Brad helped me lose 45 pounds, and that's right, in 12 weeks. And now, my husband and I are both healthy. He actually joined me a short while later. Obviously, my results, he was like blown away. And now we're both healthier and happier parents, and really able to get out and do what we want to do. And look at that. I love it. Someone's found out how to draw on the screen already. But anyway, so that's my story, and something that it was just such an impact in my life. So now, of course, I can't help but just share with other people what was so helpful for me, because to find something that actually worked and that was actually doable and simple for me was amazing. So one of the reasons that I love this program and this community is that it yields predictable results and predictable transformation. So it was kind of a no-brainer for me. I was able to do it. I saw results, and pretty soon my dad and all of my coworkers, the other nurses at the hospital, they all started asking me what I was doing. And so it was just really neat, because what I saw happening in their lives was something similar that was happening in mine. And so I'm excited because in the next few minutes, we are going to share some stories, some wonderful people from different parts of the community all across the country are going to share their stories. And you know what? They're real, and they're just like you or I. In fact, they at one point, just like I was, were maybe in your shoes, maybe sitting there wondering what's going to work for you. Maybe thinking, oh my gosh, well, I'm so busy, or I have a job and I work night shift, or I was there. Or I have kids. How am I going to be able to do this? And so hopefully, as you listen to these stories, something resonates with you. So I am excited to take it over to Eastern Washington to actually a really good friend of mine, Amber, who saw my transformation on Facebook and just reached out one day. So Amber, are you with us?
I am. Hi, Dawn.
I'm going to stop sharing so we can see you.
Hello. Are you able to see me now?
Yes.
Awesome. Well, Dawn, thanks so much for asking me to be on the call tonight. And hello, everybody. I know there's some people out there that I know that have tuned in. So thank you, because you being on here means a lot to me. And the reason I reached out to you and all the people that have invited you all to be on the call is because we care about you. So I want to share just a little bit of my story. And hopefully some of you will kind of understand where I'm coming from, but it's actually quite surprising that I'm on this call tonight speaking, because if you had asked me 2.5 years ago when I did the program for the first time, if I would ever be sharing anything about my health with someone else, I would tell you no. And not only that, but I was incredibly resistant to our community for a very long time. And part of that was I have always felt like I could do whatever I needed to do on my own. I didn't think that I needed the help of someone else. And so I'm not the type of person to ask for help. So when I reached out to Dawn, it was actually because my husband wanted to change his health. And I figured, well, if he's going to be successful, I better do it with him. So we went on our journey together. I lost 25 pounds the first time. And then I got pregnant with our son, had a much better pregnancy the second time, and was able to utilize our program again after my pregnancy to lose my baby weight, and now I've maintained for a total of about 2 years. So pretty amazing thing. One thing I want to share with you, though, about our community is I think what I didn't realize was where people were going to help me in unexpected areas. So, for example, when I had to go back to work after having my son, I was having some issues with just adjusting. And I was able to reach out to all of you folks in our community and get the support that I needed to stay on track with my health while, transitioning back to work. So I'm really grateful to be here tonight. You guys are going to hear some incredible transformation stories. You can see mine on the screen. It's not nearly as cool as some of the things that are out there, but I'll tell you, this community has absolutely changed my life.
Oh my gosh, Amber, that was incredible. Thank you so much for sharing from your heart. And what's been really great is watching you and your whole family create health and how this has rippled into your children. And I mean, you didn't get to share this, but I know the long version of your story, and the fact that your dad has lost over 100 pounds and is now no longer on medications. I mean, those things are just fantastic. So I'm so excited for you and where this ripple of health is taking, your family and your friends. So thanks, Amber.
Thank you.
All right, I'm so excited. We are going all the way over to the other coast to Virginia to Miss Carlen and Mike. Are you guys with us?
Hey, we are here. And Dawn, thank you so much. We are so blessed to be here with you guys tonight. And what an amazing opportunity to share just where our story has started. So unlike me, a lot of people have health issues that start after kids or weight gain. Mine has started since middle school. I was very super sick in middle school, and the doctors couldn't figure out what was going on. And I was feverish, lots of stomach pain, and it turns out I had Crohn's disease and ulcerative colitis. So the medication piled up. I was like on 60 pills a day. One was prednisone, which is not my best friend. And so the weight gain throughout high school and middle school just kept on piling up. And so I didn't go to prom or homecoming, and I was that kid that got bullied. So very, very rough childhood. I met my hubby when I was 18. And we had 2 girls early on. And both of us were just super busy with life and work. And so after both kids, the weight just kept on piling up. So from middle school to high school to being an adult, the weight gain just kept on getting worse and worse. He owned his own business. So I worked with him. Plus Dawn was in nursing school as well. And so our lives were super hectic, and we just did not have time for me and him. And being parents, we kind of lose ourselves a lot. And so we're so, running around as parents and doing things for our kids that we really fall short, and we lose that, important part. And our kids need us to be there for them. So really my rock bottom, I've tried everything, struggling since middle school. And I had a miscarriage about 3.5 years ago, and I was almost 5 months pregnant. And that was like Carlen, you got to do something. You're not in good shape. I was in a 3X top, size 20 pants. I was struggling, like emotional wise, mental wise, health wise. And I was like, it's time. My kids deserve their mommy to be happy, healthy, and I'm going to do this. So I saw a friend on Facebook, and I'm like, what did you do? And so I reached out to her. I lost 100 pounds in 6 months on this program. I ran my first 5K. I conquered it. Did not stop once. And then I kept off, the weight for an entire year. And, the miracle baby arrived. We found out we were pregnant. So we have a 14, 12, and now we have an almost 2-year-old. So because I got healthy and regained my health, I have a beautiful little girl now, and she's our miracle baby. And I just couldn't hold this back. So, I started helping friends and family. Losing 100 pounds is pretty crazy. So this community is just amazing. So, and my husband and me did it together. So he'll definitely tell you his and how it's just been an amazing situation for us.
I lost 60 pounds in like 4 months and kept it off for 3 years. And I jumped aboard after she had done it for about a month or two, because I'm a skeptic. You see people all the time on television and magazines that say they lost weight and they've done this, that, and the other, but you don't know these people. You don't know if they're real or what their story is. So once I was able to physically see the results, then I knew, hey, seeing is believing. I physically know this person. I can talk to this person. So it's real. So I went ahead and made the investment to jump aboard, and it took me 4 months. I lost 60 pounds, and it wasn't even that hard to do.
Absolutely. And the crazy thing too, we were checking our grocery bill and spending bill, and being a family of 5, we were impulse shopping at the grocery store, spending so much. Almost literally we added up, it was about 1,000 we were spending a month. We were eating out at fast food 24/7, breakfast, Chick-fil-A. So
well, it was 1,000 for groceries.
Yeah.
It was another 500 for restaurants.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
It adds up fast.
So this program has really helped us to get healthy for our kids, really have control over impulse shopping, not just getting whatever we want, having groceries sit here and spoil, but then going to the fast food market because it's easy. So this program has just made it so easy for us to get healthy. And the community is amazing, and we just love it. And I can't help but, be around like-minded people that just fill our cup every day. And it's just been amazing.
That's so incredible, you guys. Thank you so much for sharing. And, Mike, I know that there's a lot of people out there can probably resonate with you, right? Like, okay, but is it real? And so that's what's so incredible is when you actually see real stories, real people. We can't really touch you because you're on a computer screen right now, but we can see you, we can hear the passion in your voice. And I'm just going to share this screen one more time. Look at that beautiful family. Look at the ripple of health that not only you guys have shared with each other, but that is going into those children. My hope is that, our children won't struggle like we did, and that we are laying some foundations of health for them that are going to, take them far into their future. And maybe we can, change the cycle. So you guys, that's incredible. Thank you so much for sharing. I am really excited also to bring on this next beautiful couple. We're going to switch back to the West Coast and bring on Lori and Garrett. Are you with us all the way down in California, sunny California? I'm a little jealous right now, not going to lie.
Yes, we are.
Hi,
Definitely.
you guys. Well, take it away. Share a little bit of your amazing story with us.
Hey, thanks for letting us share. It's definitely an honor to be able to talk to you all tonight. And I think back to when Lori first shared this program with me 4 years ago. And like Mike, I was definitely a skeptic. And maybe it's a guy thing, but I already knew what to do. I knew how to lose weight. You know, I was the fit guy in high school, always healthy. And in my mind, I was healthy. But we had a big shift. Big fundamental shift for us was our priorities became being together. I became a husband, then a father, and working full time. So I didn't have 2 hours a day to dedicate to myself to go to the gym and work out for myself. So that was a big, huge shift. And before I knew it, I'm 50 pounds overweight. So that was huge for me. And I think what we basically became in that time was, throughout the years of our marriage, professional dieters. You know, we knew how to lose weight. We were very successful at losing weight, but not successful at maintaining anything. We would lose the weight, gain it right back, and then some every single time. So I think the big shift for us was just the knowledge that we gained from this program. That was what is the difference, because anyone could diet. We were really good at dieting, but we finally learned how to, we had the knowledge to transform our mind so we could actually transform our health. And we started living a healthy lifestyle after that. So we're just so grateful that we even were able to find this. And I'm grateful that I wasn't too skeptic, so I could actually finally agree to doing this with Lori, because it's literally been life-changing for us.
Yeah. I did a lot of begging and pleading. Please, can we please try this? And I just felt so drawn to it because I was in a place where I was so fed up with who I was, and I hated who I was seeing in the mirror every day. And I knew I was meant for more. I knew that that I wasn't being the best version of myself, and I just didn't know what else to do, honestly. And we had tried everything, and being a mom, nursing my kids late at night, watching infomercials. Okay, let's try this. We're just hoping. And I just didn't, I guess we were just lost and confused. And I kept seeing some pictures that my friend was posting on Facebook, and I trusted her, but I was still skeptical and nervous because of my past failures. But you know what? We just took that leap of faith. Garrett's dad was looking for something, and that's what really made me pick up the phone to call my friend Susie, was for him, because I was just dying to get the information, but I was still feeling like, I don't know if this is going to work. But you guys, first of all, I want to congratulate you guys for getting on tonight, because I know 4 years ago, I would have been too scared to even do that. But I just want to give you guys hope and ask you guys to trust, because whoever invited you here is doing this because they love you and they care about you. Sometimes it's hard to believe that this could be different, and it's hard to believe that sometimes people really care that much because of the society we live in, that people are out there for themselves. People are thinking it's more of a selfish society, unfortunately, that we live in. But when we have something this great that has truly transformed our lives, we just want to shout it from the rooftops, and we just want everybody to have this in their life. If you guys saw my before and after when it was up on the screen, I wish that picture could truly show the transformation that has happened in me and in Garrett, because that just looks like maybe I look better in my clothes, but really the transformation that happened was all in my mind, on the way I perceive myself, the way I show up in the world. I got on this program, you guys, and honestly, like, first of all, I couldn't believe how great I started feeling so quickly. I couldn't even believe the community that I was a part of, and everybody's like putting recipes up and encouraging words, and it's like, who are these people? Like, why are they so happy? I don't understand what's going on. But I loved it, and I knew I wanted more of it. And so I was sitting back for a while and watching and looking at this as a diet, because honestly, that's all I wanted, was to lose weight. I just wanted more energy. But then I started sitting back and watching, and I was like, I kind of want to be part of that fun. I want to be happy. I want to have more energy, and I want to start to cook differently. And I want my kids to have a different mom, and I want my husband to have a different wife. This has just truly changed us. And, you know, people can treat it as a diet, and you're going to get the same result that you probably have always had going on a diet. There's probably going to be that weight gain that's going to come right back along. But what I encourage all of you guys to do is to really think about making this time different, and really thinking to yourself, you know what, I told myself I had to get real and say, if I want this time to be different, I got to treat it different, because otherwise I'm going to just keep getting that same result over and over. And I was done. I was fed up. So there's so many aspects of this program, and I know that Dawn and Brad are probably going to cover some of that. But I really highly encourage you guys to just play full out and take advantage of all of what we have to offer in our community and your health coach, and just take advantage of just pouring yourself into your life, because this is your life, and the way you do one thing is the way you do everything. So give it all you've got, and you're going to see it just ripple off into all other areas of your life, and you're just going to wake up every day with more clarity on what you want to create. So congratulations, you guys, for getting on tonight. And I hope that you'll thank the person that invited you.
Wow, Lori, Garrett, everybody, Mike, Carlene, Amber, thank you all for sharing your stories, because I know people are out there. Oh, we're going to mute Kimberly real quick. But if I know that people out there are resonating, because I know that I would, if I was sitting there when I was trying to figure out what would work for me. And you are so right, Lori. Go all out, play all out. We only have one life to live. And, you know, all of you guys out there, I really just have one key question to ask you. And that is, where do you want to be? I mean, you guys, this is your journey. This is your life. All of our collective stories are different. And there are thousands of stories, you guys. We chose the top, you know, just 3 that came to our hearts, just 3 amazing families' lives that have been changed. But you guys, if you could really see the thousands upon thousands of people that are being changed. But what matters right now, what matters tonight, and in the next few minutes, as Brad and I just kind of go over, like Lori said, the components of this program are, where do you want to be? You know, if you could wake up tomorrow in a different place in your health, what would that look like? And who would it affect? How would that affect your children? How would that affect your significant other, the people in your life? You know, like Lori said, you know, this program works, you guys, clearly. In fact, in 7 years as a health coach, I have never seen it not work, ever, if someone actually follows it. And it is simple. So, you know, I hear people say, oh, but what about this? Or I might be a special situation. Well, you know what? I thought I was too. I thought working night shift as a nurse and being busy and not sleeping and all of these, I thought I'd messed up my metabolism from so many years of this crazy yo-yo dieting we put ourselves through. But you know what? Just, you know, trust us. And if it's your time, get started. And, you know, really, like Lori said, go all in. And I just want to share a little bit about, you know, really healthy weight. A healthy weight is just the first step of that. You know, and congratulations, because all of you are getting that first step, that preparation for your journey out of the way. You're logging in tonight, or you're watching this recording and you're gathering information. You're trying to figure out whether this is a path that you're excited to take. And a lot of diets stop right there. They stop at reaching a healthy weight. But what you heard in every single story so far is that this is really about creating a life of well-being for hopefully long term. I mean, right, Brad? What I love is that I started this to lose 45 pounds. And thankfully, Brad took my hand as my health coach, which your health coach will take your hand too. But what I discovered was a life of health, was a community that I could become a part of. And then, transitioning to the healthy eating, where now I can maintain my weight. It's been over 6 years. That's just a pretty amazing part of that. Brad, do you have anything that you wanted to add? Just because, this is definitely a community and you're not alone. And I haven't been alone in my health journey either.
Don, there's actually so many things I'd like to add, but we try to keep this call pretty short so we can, the whole point is to reach more lives. Looking at this, I think this is just the general great information right here that, we're not focused on just the healthy weight. And that's, you've heard some things in these stories, and we'll go over here in just a second here, like the different things. You might be wondering, like, well, what are they talking about? Like, yeah, they lost weight, but they're not really talking as much about that. They're talking about health and other things in their life. And I got to tell you, I was that skeptic as well. And, I won't share my entire story tonight. And, you can look through the chat, you can kind of see the different lives that have been changed. It's pretty powerful if you've been watching that. And just hearing these stories, we try to dive into at least 3 or 4 stories on these calls so that you can understand the depth of what's happened and how real these people are. Because I think a lot of people here can resonate with that. I won't tell you the story, but, to give you an insight, my family's lost over 2,000 pounds combined. And to say, I still held out for 4 years after watching that. So in that skeptic realm, just like Garrett and Mike, I was there. But this is what makes the difference right here, is focusing on long-term habits, and which is really incredible. So, this is where I'll kind of help you out, Don, on this, and you might even chime into how helped out. But some people might be saying, like, they might be that skeptic, or where they're at tonight. But there is really 4 components that really, like, we go beyond a meal plan or products or things like that. Like, the way that people are able to change their health is because we actually focus on 4 components, which is 1, having a health coach. Someone that's not going to be like, they don't have like 4 years of, or like, whatever many years of degrees of medical history or whatever. They're just a real person that's on their journey, that's on the same system that's working for them. They're there to support you, so you're not alone. I know that was huge for me, because you're like me and anyone else on this line. You might say, oh, I can just disappear on myself. It's easy to do that. To have so the health coach, and Don, if you actually go back for 1 second so I can do that real quick there. So the slide before that, and then so you have a habits of health system, which is educational. It really teaches you a lot about health through the process. And as I was starting this process, I started to learn more things about my body and how it worked. And then there's the community, this is one of the calls on it. I feel like one of the things I've learned most is from people rather than just the information that's been given to me, or the meal plan and the nutrition aspect that's been given to me, is being around people. Like, if you heard Carlen and Mike, Lori or Garrett or Amber or Dawn speak tonight, I gained so much just from hearing them speak. There's so much value in that. And that's really what the community is all about, and to be there and support you. And then, of course, we have Fuelings. Those are great. And, most people just focus on products. Our products are pretty incredible. We have a long history of in the medical industry, which is great. And that was one thing that was important to me when I got started, because I definitely fell in that skeptic realm. But, all natural products, sustainable products, and just also that are easy on the go and 100% nutritionally based. So that's what's great for us. And those are the 4 components that really help kind of facilitate all those different changes. And it's kind of hard to understand, because when I got started, I was like, I totally was dieting. Like, I just saw the meals. That's all I saw. And I was like, yes, weight loss, I can do that. And I was going to celebrate my weight loss with a pizza, mind you. Like, I don't know why that didn't click for me. Like, I for real was going to celebrate with a pizza. But as I got started, I started locking into these other components. And if you kind of see this picture here, those 4 components I just covered are there at the bottom, but it kind of shows you how they all lock in. And when we encourage someone to get started here, and what's really key to those stories you heard tonight is they've locked into all of these components. So 1, your health coach, a partner, guidance, accountability, someone that's not going to boss you around, but someone's going to be there with you and just say, hey, you can do this too. And then habits of health, which is, we have the habits of health book. We have all this different information that you can continue to gather. We have the community. We have calls like this. We have support pages. Like, we have a bunch of other people that are saying, I'm a real person too, and I can do this. And they're cheering you on. And, we have simple, easy nutrition plans, which are great because they cover all spectrums. We have Nursing Mothers program. My wife lost over 15 pounds on the Nursing Mothers program. My family mostly did the 5-in-1 program. My great grandma lost over 100 pounds on the seniors plan. There's all these different easy plans that make health easy, but each plan that you do starts building fundamental changes in your health and routine. And what's kind of cool is you can see there at top of the capstone when we talk about healthy mind, healthy body, and healthy finances. Everyone kind of talked about that a little differently tonight, about how they started to be aware of their food budgets. Some people paid it forward to other people, and they've been, had more help in the finances department at home because of that. Healthy body is a given, nutritionally inward and outward. Also healthy mind. You can see there that top piece though wouldn't be supported if you didn't have all 4 pillars of that. It would all just fall down. And it's a big mistake a lot of people made, and a mistake that I almost make. So I love to hit this slide because a lot of people have questions like, how do you change that much? Like all those people were saying, when it just sounds like there's a meal plan. There's all these different products out there. So I love this slide because it really gives some insight to that, for that. So Dawn, I know we kind of want to just recap those real quick, but you want to go through those 4 components there as we kind of just move into those next few slides?
Yeah, Brad, I'd be happy to. And thank you for explaining that so well, because I know I'm a visual learner. And so this helps a lot because I can easily see without one of those components that roof can cave in. And we don't want roofs caving in, especially not when it's something as precious as your health journey. So I'm just going to chat a little bit more in detail about the 4 components, but really, we have a community with an environment of accountability. So really your health coach, just like Brad said, is going to be there every step of the way with you. And as your friend, someone who's on their own health journey. We don't drag you. We don't push you. It's your journey, but we're here to celebrate the successes and the wins and to guide you to the information that's specific for you. So that's really awesome. I love the picture of the health coach and the client like running, it was a 5K, right? Like seriously, we'll run right beside you. And then this is great. And for me, just as a nurse and, being really keyed into the education behind it, when I saw this was part of the program, the Habits of Health System, I was all in. I mean, both feet diving, because this is what is so key. It's the 6 inches between our ears. I kept trying to lose weight by eating food and exercising so much, but when I wasn't changing my everyday habits and my mindset, guess what I kept finding again? Every stinking pound I lost found me again. And so this is so key because it literally, your health coach is going to be here with you, guiding you to what to read in here that's going to be specific to your journey. Okay. And that Living a Longer, Healthier Life book, that's like a journal. I also say that's $10,000 worth of therapy, really, like in a book, but just staying in those books and just on your journey and learning and changing the habits and the mindset and knowing the why behind what you're doing is so key. These are textbooks that are written by Dr. Anderson, who, you guys, he was one of this country's first board certified critical care physicians. Okay. This program has over 35 years of clinical history. Yeah, it's amazing. There are clinical studies in conjunction with Johns Hopkins University that literally prove that this program is one of the safest, healthiest ways to lose weight, not only lose weight, but to get on track for a healthier, longer life. So really excited about this piece of it, and it's very vital. And then Brad, I'm not going to lie, the community is where I fall in love. Like no one's ever going to get me out of this community. I love it. It's so much fun. So, we have really amazing private groups on Facebook. We've got Habits of Health calls. Brad, what other community things we've got? We've got so many things going on.
Well, we have calls that you can tune in to further your education. We do live events in person. We've gotten together. I'm surprised you actually didn't put the picture of us jumping in the ocean together in Aruba with our family. So, just different ways to like chime in, one-on-one with your health coach, online, calls like this. There's just so many different ways that you can connect. And that's one of the biggest pieces. There's so many aspects you can join into and participate in.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And for me, the key was I wasn't alone. I don't know how many of you have ever felt alone in any journey of your life, but especially one towards getting healthy, and you're truly not alone in this journey. So, a fantastic community that you actually once you decide to, come alongside us and this is the right path for you in your health journey, you get plugged into this community, and this community, these supports are here for you for life. So I love that. And then the final part of our 4 components are the fuelings. And, each component is equally as important as the other. And here's the thing about the fuelings is that this isn't a diet. This isn't where you just eat food and magically lose weight, although it seems like magic, right? I mean, it's amazing how well it works. But the question here to ask yourself is, what are you doing right now? And is that taking you towards where you want to go? Are what you eat, is what you're eating, is it holding you back? Is it weighing you down? Is it keeping you from living the life that you want to live? For me, it was keeping me from the hill skiing. It was keeping me from doing things with my family. The way I was eating was slowing me down and making my quality of life less. And what I realized is that with these fuelings, I was able to get back to living life, get off the sidelines and start really living full out and playing full out again. So is what you're eating now slowing you down, or is what you're eating fueling your body so that you can live the life that you want to live? So that's why we call them fuelings. And you know what? That's a subtle mind shift too. And that's huge because we fuel our bodies, we fuel for life. So
And Dawn, add something to that real quick, because that's actually been huge for me. That honestly has been a mental shift in helping me with my health. Is you're going to invest your money somewhere in some food. When you invest in this, you're going to make sure that your money lands on good choices. And what's cool about this is actually most of us don't know what our food budget was. I know that mine wasn't. I thought this was going to be an extra expense. This also opened up my mind to knowing that where my money was going, and it was mostly going to Starbucks, fast food, bad decisions. Then they add up quickly. You don't realize your bad decisions add up. So an investment in this was an investment in my health. And also, I kind of feel like it's a secret weapon because I see my friends needing to go eat and do meals all the time or run to the drive-thru. And I've got my meals ready to go, healthy, fueling my body. It's kind of like you have like a celebrity secret weapon. And not to mention, like, I don't have to go to the store as much. I do go to the store because part of the program, like you're going to go over here, is Whole Foods for your lean and green. But when you have these, they come to your house every single week or every single month. And what I want to share on this real quick for everyone here, one thing that mentally helped me a lot is that one of the things you have a Be Slim order that comes every single month and takes care of it. You get to edit it, take care of it. It's kind of like an online shopping deal that you get to do. I don't have to go shopping for that. Healthy meals come into my house every single month for free shipping. We just got our shipment yesterday. It feels like Christmas every single time, and I didn't have to go to the store. And I have to share, like, I'm not healthy because I have great willpower. I'm healthy because I keep good choices around. So an investment in this is not only an investment in the bank account because you save money on garbage that you could be eating, but it's an investment in your health. So I just like the way you laid that out there because it's so key. And that's what really made a change for me in my health.
That's so true, Brad. Absolutely. I had no idea how much I was spending at Starbucks and the hospital cafeteria. And that was just for 2 snacks a day. I mean, it was amazing. And you guys, this is how simple our program is. I mean, you get to eat 6 times a day. 5 are taken care of for you. And then you get to create this beautiful lean and green. You can either have it at home or you can have it out. But I just love how simple it is. And that when you follow it, it has such amazing results. And that just like Brad said, and Carlen and Mike shared, that amazing, we're just being mindful of where you're spending your food budget can take you into the future. So thank you, Brad, for sharing that, because huge shift. This is just a little bit about the fuelings and the nutrition. They're super nutritious. They're low calorie and low glycemic, which means that it helps you stabilize your blood sugar. I don't know if anyone ever gets hangry or knows what that means, but I used to get hangry at 3 p.m. Guess what? It doesn't happen anymore because I've learned to fuel my body and keep those blood sugars completely stable. They satisfy hunger. They use very high quality protein. Everything that your body needs is in it. All of the vitamins and minerals are fortified. They're really portable and convenient. So no matter how busy or hectic your life is, you always have something within an arm's reach away that you can grab that's going to take you through 2 or 3 hours. They're easy to prepare. I am not a chef, and my family will attest to that. But this was something that was easy for me. And you know what? I learned to cook very healthy lean and greens 4 5-ingredient recipes in 15, 20 minutes. I mean, that's the beauty of our communities, you guys. We've got hundreds of recipes that can fit into no matter how you like to cook. So also love that Brad brought up it's cost neutral. When people ask me how much it costs, I always say, really for most people, nothing, because I'm assuming you're buying food anyways. And if you're like me, I wasn't being very mindful. So it saved me enough to buy a new pair of jeans when I was down 45 pounds. So that was pretty cool. And the other great thing is that in 4 days on this program, you get into what's called fat burn. And that is amazing. I think it's like our secret sauce, but it is literally when your body starts to utilize the fat that you're lugging around for fuel. So if you think about it, fat and the calories that it stores up, that's just a unit of energy. So when your body taps into that about day 4 on our 5-in-1 weight loss plan, you start to have high energy and low hunger and low cravings. And if any of you have ever done anything else before and tried to limit your calories and maybe even tried to increase your exercise, because that's what we all think we need to do to get healthy, you start to feel really hungry and the cravings, and it's a recipe for disaster. So this really helps you lower those cravings and increase the energy. And then of course you see the results, which is so awesome. This is a typical day on plan, if anyone's wondering what that looks like. And there were just 5 different pictures here of some of the fueling choices. And then of course, the delicious lean and green. That is it. You just eat every 2 to 3 hours. You fuel that body, and then you drink water, because that's our secret beauty juice. Our body gets rid of toxins and fat and things like that basically through our kidneys. And so we need to drink lots of water. I see Brad taking a drink. In fact, I see a lot of people grabbing their water bottles right now, taking a drink. But it's those habits of health that have stayed in my life now 7 years. I mean, I drink water. I used to not drink water. I eat every 2 to 3 hours. I mean, this has changed the way I eat and fuel my body forever. Just a little bit about the programs. There's basically 2 options. Both are amazing. I want you to know both yield the same exact results. The only difference is how you personally like to shop. So if you're someone who likes to shop at I don't know what grocery stores you have in your area, but we have some fancy grocery stores like New Seasons and Whole Foods, and they have all organic, non-GMO. If you like to know that your chicken has a name and that it's been really well taken care of, then our Optavia Favorites Kit would be for you, because that is our clean line. That's the line that's mostly organic and non-GMO and just made with bold flavors from around the world. And then our Optimal Kit, you know what? That's the one I lost my 45 pounds on. They're all amazing. You literally cannot go wrong with either of these kits. And the nice thing is you're going to get a little bit of everything right to your front doorstep. And these are all the most favorite things, the top, everybody's favorite picks. So you're going to get to try them all and really get to customize your menu from then on. But Brad, anything you wanted to add on this page? Because, I just think this is a really important thing, because everybody wants, and this is important. Everybody wants to know how much it costs. And although we did cover that, pretty much nothing if you're already buying food.
No, I think you really nailed it. The thing that I'd like to add as a fellow skeptic on there is, the thing that I logged into when I decided to do this is this plan's been around for over 30 years. Most gimmicks come and go, but you can't be around that long and that well studied without knowing that you're the real deal. So I think that that's great. And just a good reminder that, this is only one component of our program. We're not the meals. This is a whole health program. We just happen to have amazing meals that go along with it. So it's kind of the secret sauce to all this. So I just love the way you hit on it. And seriously, I went to Starbucks for my wife today to get her a birthday present. Spent way more than what the cost of the program is a day at that Starbucks run. So just really love, it's amazing. It's literally no brainer. That's why we do these calls, because people need to know this is real. Garrett and Mike were talking about that. There's enough gimmicks out there. I think a lot of people will shut off their mind that health is possible and that anything works. We have a lot of reasons to be skeptic in this world. The cool thing is that, we're all real here. You see the chat, and, this is the real deal. So I think the only thing I wanted to add there.
That's awesome, Brad. And yeah, I don't know, that chat is blowing up. I am having so much fun as when I'm not talking, you guys, I'm reading the chat, because you guys are sharing some amazing stories. There's people that are getting off medications and people that are, losing weight. Literally transforming their lives. And I know one thing, not having a heart attack or not having a stroke, that's priceless. Being a mom engaged in your life and in your children's life, that's priceless. So, Brad, that's true. You can spend an entire cost of a day on plan at Starbucks, or, fueling your body for life is it's priceless.
And I'll add it in there because I was watching the chat. Someone wanted me to make a comment on this too, and we want to finish up here as everyone get back to their evening. But you may have noticed that the name Medifast was on some of those meals, and that is the program that's been around for over 30 years. And just a cool part of that adds to the validity of the story is we're actually not Medifast. Medifast is just one of those fuel components. It's just the fuel component of our program. And the cool reason why it's a part of our program, because Dr. A, the man, and honestly, what's cool about this, knowing for the skeptics, I've met that man. I've stayed at his house. I've been with him. He is just as good in person. I've seen him stop what he's doing in the middle of a presentation to help someone that was having heart issues. I've seen him behind the scenes and I've seen him on stage, and he's just as good in person. But what's cool is he went to Medifast, knowing his background in medicine, said, you have the best weight loss program in the world, but you don't have a health program. And that's why that's our components in the healthy fueling section. And we're only getting better. And I'd love to be part of the company and to subscribe to a health program that is only getting better with time. They saw the trends, and they're always replacing meals, adding, making them cleaner. Even our packaging is sustainable packaging. That's how much we care.
That's awesome. Brad, thank you for sharing that, because that is huge. And wow, such a cool company to partner with. I just have to say, that's just so fun. And let me go back to that slide. Sorry. What's included, which I think is really awesome, because just for the cost of the program, and the only thing you pay for is the food, what's included is your health coach, that person to walk alongside you. The Habits of Health system, those materials come with that. The community, which is a lifelong community, so you're never alone. And then, of course, your full 30 days of fueling. So thanks, Brad, for adding that side note about Dr. A and his mission, because it's incredible. And I see Lori and Garrett, and I see Carlen and Mike, everybody's nodding their head because we've met him. And, he is an incredible man, both on and off the stage, not only, a New York Times bestselling author, but really creating a health and wellness program for people, for real people, for life, which we all know doesn't really exist out there. You know what? Here's this slide again of these predictable transformations, because that's how simple it is. If you decide that tonight's the night, or that this is your path here soon, these are the transformations. And, all you have to do is have some faith and trust the person that sent you this recording or the live link, and reach back out to them, because they can help you get started. But also, these are real stories of real people. I know every single person on this slide, and Brad does too, and Lori does too. I mean, we know the real people, and the results don't lie. And so again, it's just, where would you like to be? Where, now that you've seen kind of what's possible and you've heard some stories, really, what would be that first goal that you would love to see yourself achieve, that you could see yourself achieving? Maybe it's losing 50 pounds. Where would that put you? Where would that, what things would you be able to do? I could fit back in my waders. I could go skiing again. I could start doing fun things with my husband again. He was thinking we got married and we weren't going to do anything fun ever again. And so just think about where you would like to be. And if you could really, change that in just a few months of focusing on your health and taking someone else's hand to walk you through it, where would you be? And how would that affect the people around you? And just one more thing, you're going to be successful. Okay. We already know that. And people in your world are going to ask you, they're going to want to know what you're doing. And you know what? They don't really want to know all the details of what they want to know is it going to work for them? Is it something that they could do as well? So I just want to let you know, you will be successful if you take the person's hand that invited you here. You will see results, and people in your world will want help. So you do have a couple of options, and I just like to let you know right off the bat, you can refer them to the person that's helping you, and that coach, that person who cares about you, will take care of them just as well as they're taking care of you. They will love them and walk beside them, but that person may actually want you to help them. I became a health coach just 2 weeks into my journey. And it was not because I thought I was ready, not because I knew what I was doing. It was because my father came to me and asked if what I was doing would work for him. And I knew that it would. And I said, yes, that it would. And he wouldn't call Brad. sorry, Brad. He just wouldn't. He didn't want to work with anyone else. He wanted my help because he knew me and he trusted me. And so that's what it took for me. I just wanted to help one person, and it was just 2 weeks in. So if that's something that you're curious about and you kind of like this community, you kind of like the people that we're sharing, and you could see yourself like really cheering others on, and you could see that being part of your accountability, then just ask the person that invited you. Just ask your health coach. That can go over that with you and kind of give you some options. Some people decide to do that right away and just start helping people and becoming, that accountability partner for their friends right away. And some people later on in their journey, but either way, you have options. And I just want you to know that, if you did decide to do that, it'd be like 5 minutes a week per person that you're helping. How awesome is that, to have a lasting impact in your friends or family member's life? And that can be how amazing and simple that ripple of health can be. So literally what you've seen on this call is the ripple of health going from one person to the next, to the next. And that's what it's all about. So this is really, where do you go from here? This is really where I want to wrap up tonight. Reach back out to that person that invited you. They cared enough to send you the link or to reach out and talk with you. And it really is because they care, and it's because they know that this works. And so just ask yourself, do you trust that person that sent you the link or the recording to this? Do you trust them? Do you think that they would invite you to something that they didn't fully believe in? Because you know what? It's because they care about you. So reach back out and ask them, a little bit more about it. Explore what's possible for you, because everybody's story is a little different. Everybody's needs are a little different. But what we know is that we have something that's amazing, and we would love to walk side by side with you. So don't wait till tomorrow. Don't wait till next week. Go ahead and send a text right now to the person that invited you, and really take that next step if it's what you would like to do. If, like Lori said, jump all in to the life that you're excited to live, and know that you're not alone. Let's make 2017 a different year, and let's see what changing our health and our lives could do for the people around us. Because taking care of our own health is not a luxury; it's actually necessary. So, Brad, I'm going to turn it back over to you just to kind of wrap us up. And I know we have a little bit of a gift to share. Last thing for me is just, if not now, if not this program, what is your program? What is your plan to take your health to the next level? Because I would encourage you, if you took the time to be on this call, clearly you might be worried about something. You might be concerned about your own health or for someone in your life. If not this, then what? Because please find a community. Please find a program that's a fit for you and take that next step. Take someone's hand. Because if it's not this, and you're not ready to explore what's possible, you know what? Don't wait. We only have one life to live. And if I had known I was just 12 weeks from changing my life, I would have started a long time before I did. So I am going to pass it back over to Brad to kind of wrap us up.
I think you said it beautifully. And yes, I would agree. And I think the best question you ask is, how would that look for me? Ask your friend, because they're your friend. How would this work for me? They'll answer it. I think this is this great program. That's why I subscribe to it. Congrats again for everyone that did tune in. I'm 8 years later, and I still learn every single time on this call because I anchor myself in health. And Dawn, speaking of finding a program, I won't tell them the program that you did before, because it involves an idea of melting fat, but I don't think it really worked out for you. But in all seriousness, we've been really blessed by this because we decided to pay it forward. So February is one of those pivotal months where the gyms are starting to be empty. I have a lot of friends in the gym industry through this. They use this program inside their gyms, and we all know what happens around this time of month. People are either meant to start something or didn't. It's a really pivotal month for people choosing health. And as you see, we're inviting you to a process in a community, not just to buy some food. And so we wanted to do an investment in people saying yes to their health and choosing this to be their program. So connect with your health coach. We have a fun little scholarship to help you get started, to saying, yes, I want to invest in my health in the process. Connect back with them. It's just a fun thing we want to say to this year, to say, yes, you can do this. You can have stories like this. And you know what? Tune into other ones. These are the last call we do. We have I know this will blow your mind. We have thousands of stories to share just like this. We only just picked 3 of them tonight to share with you. So hopefully you're inspired, connect back, and plug in. We look forward to have you being part of our support community and you working on yourself and hitting the victories just like people shared tonight. Have a great night, everybody.
Goodbye, everyone. Congratulations for showing up and tuning in.
Thank you.
Yeah.